Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit gobrawley.com to learn more.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
State coordinates of new land acquisition.
Oh, well, you know that big oak tree that got struck by lightning?
Negative.
The barn with the funny cow mural?
Negative.
One-eyed scarecrow?
Negative.
Giant water tower? You're not from here, are you?
I've never seen him.
Robots don't know you. We do.
Hey, how's your dad doing?
For over 80 years, we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Rusty Walters in Paola today at 913-294-2737.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Feeling stuck, overwhelmed, anxious? Whether you're struggling to unwind, seeking meaningful connections, or just need a shoulder to cry on, the staff at Allies Therapeutic Services in Spring Hill is here for you. With experience in a wide range of services and a compassionate, judgment-free approach, Allies will help you tackle challenges in a supportive environment, working together to find a path to healing and growth, because everyone needs an ally. Visit alliestherapy.com.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
This is your home for the Panthers. Paola Sports Live.
Taking the snap. They'll go play action. They're looking on the wheel route. Got a man wide open. It's Troutman. J.D. Troutman is going to go all the way for the touchdown.
Paola Sports Live is presented by Go Brawley. It just works. Learn more about fast, reliable service and great customer service at gobrawley.com.
The outside shot. Wickers blocked from behind by Kuhlman. Here comes Pitzer, though. Puts it right back. And one. Count the basket. Troutman, a nice pass underneath the Richmond. He's got himself 4 in the tie for Paola.
Play clock at 15. They'll take the snap. This will be a quarterback keeper and into the end zone.
It's time for the Panthers on your home for Paola High School Athletics. Paola Sports Live.
We've got playoff baseball for you here live from the
Kansas State High School Activities Association 4A East Regional Tournament live from the Paola Baseball and Softball Complex here in Paola, Kansas. Our coverage of Panther baseball in the playoffs is presented by our friends at Go Brawley Internet. Go Brawley is changing what is possible. Experience a new kind of internet with Go Brawley. For more information, call 913-837-4678 or visit GoBrawley.com. Go Brawley Internet. It just works. Hi, everyone. For Paola Sports Live, alongside my cameraman, Matthew Nemchik, I'm Brendan Bolin. And the Panthers are looking to go for their 5th straight state tournament appearance, as they've got the Chanute Blue Comets just recently over next door. The Baldwin Bulldogs pulled off a top of the 10th inning rally to bring in a go-ahead run to put themselves up 2-1, shut down the Independence Bulldogs. So Independence is sent home packing, and we're going to send another team home packing here in this matchup between the Panthers and the Blue Comets. It's now time for our pregame show. Our pregame show is presented by Elliott Insurance Group. At Elliott Group, they believe building strong relationships with their clients and their community is the best way to serve them both. With offices throughout the area and online at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. And these two teams have played during the regular season, as the Panthers finished with a 23-3 record, earning themselves the 3 seed in this tournament. And Paola is going to have to face the Blue Comets once more. You go back to April 11th. We were here at this very field for this very doubleheader. Paola took down the Blue Comets both times. The first game was a 10-5 victory for Paola in 6 innings. Chanute would score an early 2. And then they'd score 3 more in that top of the second inning. Paola would trail 5-2, headed into the bottom of the third, where they scored 4 runs to make it 6-5, and then 2 more in the 4th and 5th. They finished with a 10-5 victory of the Blue Comets in 6 innings. And then in Game 2, pure dominance from the Panthers wrapped it up in 4 1/3. Final score was 14-4, and the Panthers, who trailed 4-2, headed into the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Panthers had a 12-run bottom of the 3rd, as they finished with 14 runs on 12 hits with just 1 error. The Blue Comets had 5 errors in that game. So the Blue Comets, who they held their own just recently against the Fort Scott Tigers. The Fort Scott Tigers, they are currently hosting. They play Coffeyville Field Kinley, and then they take on the winner of the 7th seed Atchison and 10th seeded Wamego Red Raiders, as they'll be on the top side of our bracket. The Panthers and the Blue Comets, of course, Independence will take on Baldwin. We'll take a look at the rest of the bracket. Topeka Hayden taking on 16-seeded Augusta. The Panthers beat Augusta last year to make their way into the state tournament for the 4th straight year in a row. On the bottom side of that bracket, Tonganoxie taking on El Dorado. And so looks to be that Tonganoxie and El Dorado will play first. Hayden, the host site of the top-seeded Wildcats, will await word on that one. And then Rock Creek and Eudora. Rock Creek, the host site, is the 4th seed, taking on the Eudora Cardinals as Frontier League foe. And then, of course, on the bottom side, just wrapped up, Lewisburg and Ottawa. Lewisburg trailed 4-0, headed into the bottom of the 7th inning. Lewisburg rallied their way, and a 2-run home run walk-off by Bristol Barber will send the Wildcats to the regional championship game in the 4th spot between the winner of Rock Creek and Eudora. Rock Creek, the defending 4A state champions. As we've got a great one on our hands, it's the Blue Comets and it's the Panthers. Coming up right after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Playoff Baseball on Paola Sports Line, presented by Go Brawley. It just works.
Looking for a taste of home-cooked goodness and a welcoming hometown atmosphere? Look no further than Circle C Cafe in Paola. Indulge in mouth-watering breakfast that'll jumpstart your day, or savor the hearty lunches with farm-fresh ingredients that'll make your taste buds dance. Circle C Cafe, where delicious food and friendly faces come together. Stop in and see them at 1305 Baptiste in Paola. Circle C Cafe, hometown flavors, hometown pride. Find them at facebook.com/Circle C Cafe.
Live remarkably at Colonial Oaks Spring Hill. The caring, loving, and qualified staff of professionals at Colonial Oaks offers your loved ones the care they need with the compassion they deserve. With a wide range of services, Colonial Oaks can meet a variety of needs, including with their Rhythm of the Day Memory Care program or on-site therapy with Empower Me Wellness. Residents enjoy 3 delicious restaurant-style meals daily, all with the support of the Colonial Oaks team. Learn more at colonialoaks.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
First Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Back to our coverage of Panther baseball here on Paola Sports Live. Let's kick it to our PA announcer and Paola High School principal, Jeff Hines.
Batting fielder for designated hitter number 15, Grady Alonso. Batting sixth and playing second base, number 1, Bo Small. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 11, Jason Otis. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 12, Carter Mack. Batting ninth and catching, number 17, Colin Keating. Playing right field wearing jersey number 5 is Tyson Seamster. Chanute is led by coach Ronnie Ortiz. The Chanute Blue Comets. Now to start the lineup for the Paola Panthers. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop number 4, J.D. Troutman. Batting second, right field, number 19, Blake Coslow. First base, number 7, Jasper Logan. In center field, batting in the 6th spot, number 2, Xander Mining. Seventh, the catcher, number 11, Roman Barnes. Batting 8th is the designated hitter, number 9, Mason Stein. Batting 9th is pitching, number 12, David Mercer. Playing left field, wearing jersey number 6, Reese Hauser. Panthers are led by head coach Tony Brummer. Let's play ball.
There you. Excuse me there. My apologies. There you have it. Our starting lineup for the Panthers and the Blue Comets. It'll be David Mercer on the mound for Paola in this one. And for David Mercer, who he last pitched against Lewisburg in Game 1, where it was a 14-3 victory over the Wildcats. He went the complete 5 innings, lined 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 74 pitches to 25 batters, 41 pitches for strikes. So David Mercer, the The Highland Community College Scotty commit will take the bump for game number 1. This will be Lawrence Chaney to lead things off for the Blue Comets, led by head coach Ryan Ortiz. So no surprise that David Mercer, who he tossed a no-hitter essentially early on in the season, and in a crucial game where the Blue Comets are going to throw one of their aces in Chris Harding. Going to turn to David Mercer. As he gets his final warm-ups in. Roman Barnes will be behind the dish. Jasper Logan will play at first base. J.D. Troutman, of course, at short. Hunter Lothan at third base. Chase Curley will play at second. Blake Koslow in right field. Meiningen center. And Stein in left. And here's our first pitch presented by Miami Lumber, and that one is away and way outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count early. Lawrence Chaney. That one high and inside, 2 balls, no strikes. So the sophomore utility and pitcher Lawrence Chaney steps in. 2-0 in for strike 1, 2 balls and 1 strike. Mercer comes back, he gets Chaney to swing and miss at strike 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And for Chanute last year, they want to get past the first game of regionals. Last year they lost 1-0 to Tonganoxie. 2-2 skied in the air. Barnes mask off, finds it, and will fall down. It pops out of his glove foul. Count still remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great effort by Roman Barnes. They'll try and track it down as a 1-0 victory for the Chieftains. As the Blue Comets essentially only mustered 5 hits. Chris Harding, who played in that game, went 2 for 4. 2-2 taken way upstairs. Count full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mercer goes to the attic on that one. Chaney in game 1 went 1 for 4 the strikeout, and he starts off his first AB with a strikeout right there. 1 down to start off the first inning. So for David Mercer, who starts things off with a strikeout. And we'll step Jacob Thompson, the junior. Mercer's first offering goes off speed. It lands in for a strike. Mercer, a very phenomenal pitcher, gets quick to the setup. That one flown into right center field. It's going to be for Koslow to make the catch for out number 2. Chaney and Thompson are retired. And then steps in Chris Harding, the pitcher. For the Blue Comets, they last played on last Thursday the 15th, against the Fort Scott Tigers. Harding went 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. One ball, 1 strike to Chris Harding. That one flown into center field. And it'll be tracked down for out to number 3. X-Man makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Comets. We go to the bottom of the first. The Panthers up to bat next here on your home for Panther Baseball, Paola Sports Live.
The Fun 99 menu, always $1.99 each.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Did you know your new favorite burger has hand-smashed patties made to order, hot and melty cheese, and a tangy sauce? How rude of me. Let me introduce you. The all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Bottom of the first here on Paola Sports Live. Brendan Bullen, Matthew Nemchek here on the call. This is Chris Harding will be on the mound for the Blue Comets, the junior pitcher in infield. Will get his start on the mound, and for Chris Harding and the Blue Comets, who stepped in this season with a 9-16 record. His last outing, or his last start, I should say, was quite some time ago. Harding last pitched on Monday, May 12th against the Field Kinley Golden Tornadoes. He pitched 6 innings and got the win. Just allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And this is the same Chris Harding. You go back to the first matchup against Fort Scott. Pitched a great game despite the loss. He went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And he allowed just 3 runs to the Fort Scott Tigers. That's an impressive track record. First offering taken outside to Troutman for ball 1. And for J.D. Troutman, in game number 1, he had a huge homer in that game. One misses once more. 2 balls, no strikes. It's a 14-3 victory. That one pulled up in the air in right field. And it'll be tracked down and caught for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down on the fly out to right from J.D. Troutman. And then steps in Blake Koslow, the talented sophomore. Roams the outfield in the corner. Koslow 1 for 4 in game 2. Was a single in that one, and then he went 1 for 4 in game 1 as well. He scored a run, had 2 RBIs and a strikeout. He starts ahead 1-0 the count from Chris Harding. One in for a strike, and Harding also the starting quarterback for the Blue Comets as well on the football team. 1 more year left. And for my partner Matthew Nemchek next to me, who played against Harding once in the regular season and once in the playoffs in football, he certainly knows Harding's a competitor, and he's a pretty talented athlete to say the least. So he'll step in a crucial game to try and get a game back and send the Blue Comets the regional championship against the Baldwin Bulldogs. Koslow takes a called strike to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Lothan will be up next. Jace Curley, if anyone gets on for the Panthers. 2-2, swung on and fouled off. Right field side, count still here at 2-2. Koslow, nice job to protect the plate. Be playing a lot of travel ball this summer. One of the top sophomore prospects right now, and that one low and outside. And Koslow's worked the count full in his favor, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Harding was quite a battle. Worked a 2-2. Koslow fouled off the offering. Now he's got a 3-2. Chops that to short. Cheney slips, and that throw is wild over the first baseman's head. Koslow is going to second, and he'll be there standing. So Lawrence Cheney playing short, slipped a little bit on the field. He had a great field, but essentially slipped. It is going to cost an error. So Blake Koslow is in scoring position with 1 down, and in steps in Hunter Lothan. And Lothan in the first game against Lewisburg on Tuesday, May 13th. He went 0 for 1. He scored twice, but the reason he was able to get on a lot of the time is because he walked 3 times in that game against Lewisburg. First called strike to Hunter. You go to game number 2. Hunter went 1 for 3. He scored a run. He had a strikeout. Paola only had 4 runs on 3 hits with 5 errors in that game. One fouled off. Lothan will have to battle here. No balls and 2 strikes. Paola had three stolen bases in that game. Oh, 2. High and outside on the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter Lothan. Lothan, the senior, will take his talents to the show, Neosho Community College. Lothan will swing, and it's going to be fouled off, so count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Neosho had quite a season that was not up to their standards, but certainly Hunter will look to bring his phenomenal talents to right there in Chanute, Kansas, Neosho County Community College. It's another 1-2. Out one in the dirt, blocked well by Colin Keating. Count goes up to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big at bat for the Panthers. They can strike first, and Chanute, who normally likes to strike first, that one's up the middle and through into center field. They're going to wave Koslow in, and Hunter Lothan delivers an RBI single. It's 1-0 Paola. A big RBI single for Hunter Lothan. Gets things going for the Panthers. As Koslow will come in to score. And there's just 1 out, and in steps Jace Curley. Lefty-righty matchup now. Curley swings that one. That's also through into center field. Troutman will stay put at second. Back-to-back singles for the Panthers. They've got 2 on and just 1 out. And for the Panthers, they're starting things off hot. That's now their 2nd hit. They've got just 1 run scored so far, but certainly could look to add on more. And in steps in Jasper Logan. Jasper Logan, first offering, fouls it off. Plans to play at Fort Scott Community College. Jasper in game 1 went 1 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. A great game for Jasper in that first game. And then in game 2, 0 for 1, a run scored and walked twice. He's rung up for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Jasper. Xander Meinig will be on deck for Paola. We're at batter number 5 now. Remember, Paola got only 3 up to the plate, and Logan, it's a 3-pitch strikeouts. Harding will get the 2nd out. But of course, in between 3 batters, Koslow, who came around to score off an error, Lothan and Curley are on 1st and 2nd with singles. In steps the speedy Xander Meinig. Who, like David Mercer, will take his talents to Highland Community College home of the Scotties. That one fouled off. 0-1 start to Meinig. Game 2, he went 0 for 2 with the RBI and 2 strikeouts. It was off a sac fly, he got that RBI, and then you go to Game 1. Meinig had a double. He finished that day 3 for 3 with a run scored, 3 RBIs, and a walk. Meinig will take ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck for Paola if Meinig's able to get on. Roman Barnes, the catcher. Meinig skies that into foul territory. First base side, and Carter Knapp will run out of room. So Knapp was in chase, just a great fly ball that was in the favor of Meinig. He'll fall behind 1 ball, 2 strikes, however. Meinig will try and look to deliver 1 or at least 2 of his teammates in. Another foul ball that's going to go right to the softball field. Speaking of softball, they're currently underway at Topeka. They're going to take on Topeka Hayden and the Wildcats. So I'll look to give you a score update on that matchup in just a moment. Paola softball finishes the season at 500, 13-13 on the season. 1-2 to Meinig. Chopper scooped at third, and the throw on to first in time for out number 3. The Panthers score 1 and left 2 on base. We go to the second. Paola an early 1-0 lead to start things off here on Paola Sports Live.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Rusty Walters in Paola today at 913-294-2737.
Oh, shoot!
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Second inning here on Paola Sports Live, and 4, 5, and 6 will step in for the Blue Comets. It'll be Elijah Christie. So the second baseman, Christie will step in as the 4 spot. Off speed, kind of fanned outward, but almost caught the high inside corner. 1-0 start, however, for David Mercer. Back to work here in the second inning. That one runs high, 2 balls, no strikes. Paola tied up with Hayden 4-4. 2-0 rung in for strike 1. Great pitch from Merce. We're in extras right now, bottom of the 9th. Grace McCorkadall working through 8 innings so far for Paola, as Mercer right here will even the count at 2-2. Here's David's 2-2 offering. Fouled off. Elijah Christie will stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, still the count. That one, a fly ball in the infield. Logan calls for it, makes the catch for out number 1. So Jasper Logan hauls in the easy fly ball. One down in for Brady Alonzo, the designated hitter. And at first offering in, swung on and missed for strike 1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lanza, of course, did not play last year for the Blue Comets. That one a fly ball into center field. Meine calls for it, makes the catch for out number 2. So quick 2 fly balls for David Mercer and the Blue Comets, and the 6-hole hitter and Bo Small will step in. So the second baseman will step in, lefty-righty matchup for Bo Small. He went 1 for 4. The runs scored and a strikeout in game 1. Reaches at that one, line drive right to J.D. Troutman. Another 1-2-3 inning for David Mercer and the Panthers as we go to the bottom of the second. Paola still leading it 1-0 here on Paola Sports Live.
Across the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Colton McKenna, his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Like in the net, that'll be a point for Baldwin.
A first touch volley. The substituted forward across the goal line. Touchdown, Trojan.
At an opening on the near side. Is he going to take it? Yes, he is. Kaplinger will take it to the house.
My name is Dr. Claire Strode. I'm the owner and orthodontist here at Strode Orthodontics. You may run into me out at the soccer fields or out on the baseball diamonds. The things that I love most about orthodontics are when patients tell me how much they enjoy their smile and how much more confidence they have after having their treatment. We love serving the families and people here in South Johnson County and also surrounding areas. And I look forward to serving you and your family.
Back here on Paola Sports Live, bottom of the second inning. It'll be Roman Barnes to lead things off. So the catcher will face Chris Harding here in the bottom of the second inning to lead things off, and he steps in, takes a curveball for a strike. Roman Barnes has been a solid catcher in his career as a Panther. He's always a kid that's had plenty of energy, plenty of relentless effort, and he's going to look to continue that here in this regional tournament. 1-1. Sorry, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The 1-2. That one low in the dirt, Ken, even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roman's still looking for a home come next year. 2-2, that one into left field. It'll drop down, and Roman Barnes, a huge leadoff single to start things off for the Panthers. That's now their 3rd hit on the early evening. So now it'll be a courtesy runner as Gannon Miller, the sophomore, will step in and pinch run for Roman Barnes. And steps in Mason Stein. Mason Stein, the talented freshman that can do it all, lays down a beautiful bunt. Harding feels it, fires to first, throw is high, but easily catchable for Carter Naff. And doing his job, just moving the runner over to second and Gannon Miller. So Paola had outs to spare after the leadoff single. And they take one here as Stein will essentially move Gannon Miller to second. It steps in David Mercer. So the pitcher's duel to start things off here in the bottom of the second inning with one down. First offering, let's see, low outside corner for a strike. Mercer, it's a sharp ground ball. That's foul. The first base side. Count goes to 0-2 to Merce. David, who was 0 for 2 in game 1 against the Blue Comets, and then would come back and have a phenomenal 1 for 2 day with a run scored. And Mercer will swing and miss, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout for the second out. Harding picks up his second strikeout. Kenny Miller still remains on second. As Coach Tony Brummer on third base, who's tallied a little over 100 career wins. David Kane at first base. J.D. Troutman will step up here with 2 down in the second inning. Takes the first called strike. Flew out to Elijah Christie his first time up. Harding takes a few looks back at second. So after the umpire's time, Harding goes off speed, doesn't fool JD. Ball on a strike. Harding's that next offering, taken upstairs and high, 2 balls, 1 strike. JD went 1 for 4 in game 2, and then had a great game 1. Went 0 for 3, but scored 2 runs himself, and he had an RBI as well. And Harding, who despite having an early strike, will fall behind 3 balls and 1 strike. And is going to try and look to avoid going back-to-back innings with allowing 2 runners on base. And he will have to face that scenario. He walks J.D. Troutman. So now for back-to-back innings, 2 runners on base, and in steps in Blake Koslow. Blake Koslow reached on an error. It was from Lawrence Cheney, who essentially fielded the ground ball and then slipped backwards, causing his throw to be way offline for Naff. He'd come around to score as well off the RBI single from Hunter Lothan. Koslow will start off behind 0-1. Miller dancing around at second. Harding will deal to Koslow, and he swings and misses high. 0-2. Miller on second, Troutman on first. 0-2 count. Harding deals, gets Koslow to pop up. Naff runs for it. And it'll be Harding instead in foul territory near the first base side to make the catch. For out number 3, the Panthers once more strain 2 on base, but they still take a 1-0 lead into the third here on Paola Sports Live.
If you're going to wear jewelry, shouldn't it be as unique as you? At Wilson's Jewelers, they can bring your ideas to life. Wilson's can also put old stones in new pieces, or new stones in old pieces, or even just repair what you already love. Wilson's Jewelers brings quality service and old world craftsmanship to the area by learning from jewelry masters from around the world. For 30 years, Wilson's Jewelers has been family owned and operated. When it comes to your adornments, trust Wilson's Jewelers, your personal jeweler.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us. one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health, because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Back here to start off the third. Merce back to work. It'll have 7, 8, 9 to face off against 4 Chanute. It'll be Kason Audis, Carter Neff, and Colin Keating. The next 3 due up for the Blue Comets. Lawrence Cheney back to the top of the order if anyone gets on. That one way inside on Audis, 2 balls and 1 strike. So for Audis, who steps in a pivotal situation, Chanute held scoreless through 2 so far, and hitless, I should add on as well. 2-2 offering. He has an excuse me swing that'll roll foul up the third base line. Counts remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's been quite the interesting day in the regional tournament, to say the least, as Audis thought about having a great opportunity to swing. He'll just watch it go by, and it's in for strike 3. Mercer picks up his second strikeout. 7 up, 7 down so far here through 2 and a third now for David Mercer. Big swing and a miss high. Snaff will try and reach for the stars on that one. No balls and 1 strike. Naff went 0 for 2 with a strikeout in game 1 in this doubleheader. Fouls off the next offering from David Mercer. No balls, 2 strikes. And you go to game number 2. Sorry, game 1. He would go 1 for 3 with a run scored, a walk, and a strikeouts. That one popped up in foul territory. Lothan in chase. It'll drop in front of him near the dugout foul. Counts remains a ball and 2 strikes for Carter Neff. It's a family member, Camry, that plays also first base for Neosho Community College. Just recently played in the KJCCC Region 6 tournament. Camry Neff. 1-2 coming up. Take it low and outside. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mercer kicks and deals. 2-2 in for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for David Mercer make it 3. And 8 up, 8 down so far for the Panthers. It's 2 down for the catcher, Keating. When I asked Coach Brummer about his pitching situation, he's got a lot of guys that can throw on the bump. He said it's a good problem to have because there's a lot of guys that I can rely on to get the job done. And, you know, despite having 8 arms in the rotation, it certainly helps that a lot of the guys can come in any sort of situation I ask of them, and they deliver certainly well. Mercer's delivered so far in 0-2 to Keating. 3 pitch strikeouts, a 3 strikeout inning, 4 on the game for Mercer. 9 up, 9 down. He goes through the order in 3 innings. David Mercer off to a hot start. We go to the bottom of the third. Can the bats get hot for the Panthers? We'll find out after a word from our sponsor here on Paola Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Stupid Go Brawly internet.
Go Brawly allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit GoBrawly.com to learn more.
On to the third here on Paola Sports Live. Britta Bowen, Matthew Nimchek back here with you. As we're here in the bottom of the third inning. It's Hunter Lothan swings and misses at the first offering. In for strike one. He's already 1 for 1 so far today. He singled. And it was a great battle between him and Harding. Lothan would get the RBI single to drive in Koslow. This time will fall behind here. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh-2. In for strike 3. It's a 3-pitch strikeout. The first down, it's Harding. Will pick up strikeout number 3, 1 down. And then steps in Jace Curley. Curley was that back-to-back single first inning with Lothan as well. He would be stranded as well as Lothan as Logan struck out, and Meinig was also out. Foul ball. So for the second baseman, Jace Curley, a 3-sport athlete, his final sport in a high school uniform. Looking to make it 4 straight years that this senior class has seen the field and the lights of Dean Evans Stadium in Salina, Kansas. If you want to make it there, you got to win 2 here. And for the team that's seen more success in Southeast Kansas than anybody, the road to Salina will start here. That one, a fly ball into left field. And a diving effort will come up short. Back-to-back singles for Jace Curley. Panthers will lead off on first. There's an effort that was Lawrence Cheney and Chase going all the way from short. They'd land in for a single. Jacob Thompson also in chase as well. Kind of called himself off. First offering fouled off. So Jasper Logan, he struck out in 3 pitches against Harding. It was Harding's first strikeout. 0-1, lands in for strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes. Jasper pitched in the first game against the Blue Comets. He went 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Jace Curley went the last 2, had 3 strikeouts. It's a phenomenal game from Jace Curley and Logan, the pitching tandem in that game 1. 0-2 misses outside for ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. There goes Curley to second. The throw down offline. So Jace Curley nabs second base. It'll be a 2-2 count to Jasper Logan. Brummer relays the sign in. Curley moves to scoring position, and I asked Coach Brummer how he felt about this game. He said, well, Chanute likes to score early. They scored late against Fort Scott their last time out, so we got to be able to score runs when we can. Certainly being aggressive right now. Curley goes to second, and Jasper Logan watches that one go by on the outside corner for strike 3. 2 strikeouts on the day for Jasper, 2 down. Harding notches his 4th strikeouts of the evening as well. Two down for the center fielder, Xander Meinig. That one way high, and it's going to get away from Keating into third, and 90 feet away at third base is Jace Curley. Representing run number 2 for Paola. Meinig will start ahead. 1 ball, no strikes. Meinig gets a chopper to third. Thompson fields it, but it'll go foul. Ball and a strike. Meinig is the last batter of the first inning. Right, ground out to third. He's got a 1-1 here. Turns on this one to short. Cheney fields it, fires to first. In time for out number 3. Meinig almost is able to beat the throw. Lawrence Cheney redeems himself here. He's able to retire Meinig for out number 3, stranding a runner on base. It's now 5 left on base for the Panthers through 3 innings now. We go to the 4th. Paola still hanging on. 1-0.
The Fun 99 menu, always $1.99 each.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Did you know your new favorite burger has hand-smashed patties made to order, hot and melty cheese, and a tangy sauce? How rude of me. Let me introduce you. The all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic.
Call insurance agent.
Hello, customer.
Oh, great. I just had a quick question about my insurance.
You are 312th in line.
Oh, it's just a real quick question.
Would you like a callback in 6 hours?
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Hey, Max, I can answer your insurance question.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Rusty Walters in Paola today at 913-294-2737.
We're here in the 4th inning on Pale Sports Live. The Panthers so far just 1 run, but they've held Chanute to 0 and no hits as well. Back to the top of the order here for the 4th. Lawrence Cheney to lead things off, takes a leadoff strike from David Mercer. So that one lands in for a strike. 0-2 start. Mercer's at 4 strikeouts. 0-2 count. Mercer deals. That one just missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waiting on word between Augusta and Hayden. Cheney, an excuse me swing that'll roll foul. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Mercer currently at 42 pitches. That one a line drive into left field that'll drop in. And for the Blue Comets, they finally strike gold. They find their first hit, and it comes in the 4th inning from Lawrence Cheney. A much-needed single right there for the Blue Comets. They find themselves on the bases for the first time today. David Mercer gives up his first hit. As Lawrence Cheney will tie his shoes. Meanwhile, Jacob Thompson, the third baseman, will step in. So the first 3 back up: Cheney, Jacob Thompson, Chris Harding, Elijah Christie if anyone gets on. Throw down back to first, no dice for David Mercer. And this Blue Comet team, no stranger to crazier things happening. First offering misses for ball 1. They also throw down to first, nothing there. And I'll start to Thompson for Chanute. They were trailing 7-0 headed into the top of the 4th. Chanute had a 6-run top of the 4th. 4th scout answered back with 2. That one fouled. Logan at third made the catch. It's still a fair ball. Logan can't pick it up near the fence, and they're going to go to third with this one. That throw is away. In to score is Lawrence Cheney, and Chanute is going to tie this ball game up. And a costly error is going to cough up the tying run that comes all the way from first to score. They'll call the runner off for the baseline. And that does not certainly have to feel well for the Panthers, who have been reeling so far in this game. And all of a sudden, something like that happens. So 1-1 tie. That one goes way inside on Harding. 2 balls, 1 strike. Harding flew out to Meinig his first time up. 2-1 just misses outside. 3 balls and a strike now for Chris Harding. Fly ball into shallow center field. Troutman calls for it, and he'll run and make the catch, route number 2. So for Troutman, who essentially the speedy shortstop calling off essentially what most would call the quarterback of the outfield, in Meinig, who has the job of calling things off in the outfield. Troutman will race over and make the catch. There's 2 down for Elijah Christie. Christie popped out to Jasper Logan his first time up. And a foul tip. Count as a ball and a strike. Not 1-1. Christie will leave it alone. It's inside, 2 balls and a strike. Christie had to battle a 2-2 count in order to be able to make contact. And Christie will reach on that one. It's now even 2 ball, 2 strike count. Deuce is wild on the scoreboard. 2-2 from number 12. Another foul ball for Christie. Christie again leaves it off. Count 4, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mercer not one to walk many batters, and certainly will try and avoid that here. And Christie was so huge in the game. It's a foul tip back in the glove. Make it 5 strikeouts as David Mercer will end the 4th as Lawrence Cheney comes around from first to score in the tying run for the Blue Comets. We go to the bottom of the fourth, all squared up at 1 apiece here on Paola Sports Live.
Our whole vision of becoming the four-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
If you're going to wear jewelry, shouldn't it be as unique as you? At Wilson's Jewelers, they can bring your ideas to life. Wilson's can also put old stones in new pieces, or new stones in old pieces, or even just repair what you already love. Wilson's Jewelers brings quality service and old world craftsmanship to the area by learning from jewelry masters from around the world. For 30 years, Wilson's Jewelers has been family owned and operated. When it comes to your adornments, trust Wilson's Jewelers, your personal jeweler.
Bottom of the fourth here on Paola Sports Live. 1-1 tie. Blue Comets would come around to score after 2 throwing errors. Would bring in Lawrence Cheney around to score. And Roman Barnes will lead things off in the 4th inning. Barnes, Stein, Mercer, and then Troutman if anyone gets on. So an early 0-1 will find Roman Barnes down 0-2. Excuse me as I try and grab my roster sheet, as the wind is certainly picking up here. And the 0-2 taken low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nothing will stop this wind, and of course, had storms last night. Barnes flies that into left field, and a diving catch for the first out. How about that? A big catch from the right fielder in Chanute. Steps in Mason Stein. On way inside, near head level almost. Stein had a sacrifice. Back in the 2nd inning. It was the first out after Barnes would reach on a single. Curveball fans in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stein, one of the most talented freshmen on the scene so far. 1-1 in for strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stein normally will pinch run. He did for Reese Hauser back in first game. That one into center field. It'll drop down in front of Elijah Christie. And Mason Stein, a 1-out single for the Panthers. As that puts the lead run on first base. Stein having to battle a 1-2 count. He's going to be able to reach on base here. David Mercer. We're going to rely on the pitcher here. So Chris Harding, another runner on base. He's going to rely on his defense to get him out of here. Mercer hacks and misses at that one for strike 1. Mercer watches that one go by. No balls at 2 strikes. Oh, and 2 for Harding, who played it short in both the games. Gets the Panthers, now gets his first digs on the bump. The 0-2 to Mercer. Taken high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mercer, who nabbed just 1 hit in 4 at-bats against the Blue Comets in the doubleheader in the regular season. Gonna get a hit here. That one. Throw down to second. He is safe. Mason Stein steals second base. They said the throw was high and the tag was late. Could be a 2-2 to David Mercer. And now the lead run goes into scoring position for the Panthers. Two. Low and inside, count full. Blue Comet fans can't believe it. Count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last time Harding filled up the count was in the 3rd inning on Jasper Logan's strikeout. He's gonna look for another full count strikeout here. Payoff pitch. Chopper to short, Cheney on the hop, fires to first in time. 2 down. Meanwhile, Stein moves over to third. The lead run 90 feet away now for the Panthers. 2 down, and certainly a guy who you want to bring to the plate will step in, and J.D. Troutman, as the Panthers will now work through the order for the 3rd time today. Troutman 0 for 1. He flew out back in the 1st inning to Seamster, and that one fouled off. It's going to go to the central mezzanine. No balls and 1 strike, and then back in the 2nd inning, he took a 5-pitch walk. Didn't have to do much against Harding, simply just had to watch him go by. Troutman, that one into right field, carrying well. It's going to be off the wall. Stein's in to score. Troutman is going to stand at second. The throw gets away. Troutman to third. The throw offline, not in time. And the Panthers are going to storm back and take a run to put themselves back in front 2-1. The Panthers are in the driver's seat here in the bottom of the 4th. So we'll call it a double the throwing error. I believe that's how it'll go in the book. So in steps in Blake Koslow. Off speed, goes inside. Koslow, who's certainly already been on base with an error back in the 1st, flew out to Harding in foul territory back in the 2nd. This time Koslow will fly it into shallow right field. Seamster calls for it and makes the catch for out number 3. So for the Panthers, J.D. Troutman delivers. We go to the 5th. The Panthers are back in front on Paola Sports Live, 2-1 as we go to the 5th.
Across the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Colton McCann, his 3rd touchdown of the game.
It's like in the net, that'll be a point for Baldwin. A first touch volley. The substituted forward across the goal line. Touchdown, Trojan.
At an opening on the near side. Is he going to take it? Yes, he is. Kaplinger will take it to the house.
Looking for a taste of home-cooked goodness and a welcoming hometown atmosphere? Look no further than Circle C Cafe in Paola. Indulge in mouth-watering breakfast that'll jumpstart your day, or savor the hearty lunches with farm-fresh ingredients that'll make your taste buds dance. Circle C Cafe, where delicious food and friendly faces come together. Stop in and see them at 1305 Baptiste in Paola. Circle C Cafe, hometown flavors, hometown pride. Find them at facebook.com/Circle C Cafe.
Fifth inning here on Paola Sports Live. J.D. Troutman. Quite the story to talk about as David Mercer back for inning number 5 of work here on Paola Sports Live. Brendan Bolin back here on Network with you. 0-2 early start to Brady Alonso. Alonso, Small, Otis, Snaff, if anyone gets on. Mercer looking for yet another 3-pitch strikeout. Does not get it there. That one missed outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Mercer's last 3-pitch strikeout back in the 3rd inning against Colin Keating. Misses low, count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mercer kicks and deals. In there for strike 3. And Barnes will finish the play. Six strikeouts for David Mercer now through 4 1/3. Then steps in the second baseman, Bo Small. Small was credited with that throwing error that Troutman would get to third on. It was essentially double plus an error from Bo Small on the relay throw. Essentially was the cutoff man in right. 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Bo Small lined out to J.D. Troutman. It was a bit of an excuse me swing from Bo and just lines it right to Troutman. This time he goes golfing, misses at a low, 2 balls and a strike. Chanute's only had 1 hit today, came from Lawrence Cheney. And Bo Small's gonna miss here, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's for one thing, you're able to score a run, but another to be 1 hit, and you don't want to drop it. Foul tip back in the glove, back-to-back strikeouts for David Mercer. Brady Alonso and Bo Small are sat down here, and now it'll be Kason Audis, the sophomore. Audis struck out on a 2-2 count. And it'll start off 0-1. Great location for Mercer. Audis led off that 3rd inning with that 2-2 count strikeout. Swing and miss of that one high. 0-2 start to the at-bat. Mercer wants to look for his 4th 1-2-3 inning. He's got Audis in his way. 0-2, chops at it, foul, and he'll stay alive. Audis really was guessing on that one and certainly was able to make contact with it to stay alive. He's got another chance. Mercer deals another 0-2. That one misses. Panther fans part confused, part knowing Mercer is definitely probably going to come back and deal a strike here. 1-2 offering. Fly ball into the infield, nearing foul territory. Lothan races over, makes the catch for out number 3. And for David Mercer, it's his 4th 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Panthers hang on to a 2-1 lead here on Paola Sports Live, presented by Go Brawley Internet. It just works. Learn more at gobrawley.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a 3rd-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here on Paola Sports Live, it'll be the bottom of the 5th inning. Hunter Lothan to lead things off, lays off, and takes a first call to ball one on the outside. Lothan is 1 for 2, an RBI single back in the first and a strikeout. That one's up the third base line and through into left field. Lothan will take a peek over as it'll be relayed into the infield. The second single for Hunter Lothan. The Panthers will start off the 5th inning with a leadoff single. I'll be up for Jace Curley, the cleanup hitter. 68 degrees in Paola, Kansas. Feels like 63 currently. 15-mile-per-hour winds from the northwest, so reason why the balls are flowing in. Wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour. And Curley lays a beautiful bateador up the third base line, and he's safe. Everybody's safe on the bases. Jace Curley executes a beautifully placed bunt. And the Panthers have 2 on the bases for the 3rd time today. And in steps in Jasper Logan. So as far as games go on the side of the brackets, we take a look at our bracket for Topeka Hayden. That bracket, I imagine, as Jasper Logan will bunt here. Harding fields it, throws the first in time. Both runners move up to second and third. So Jasper Logan moves the runners into scoring position. And Xander Meinig will be in charge of bringing the runners home, and certainly is due. He's 0 for 2 so far today. But a big knock here will definitely drive in Hunter Lothan and maybe even drive in Jace Curley as well. Meinig takes that one high, but he swings and misses for strike one. Paola, one of the few places that has turf fields in the east side. Fort Scott does. I'll check on those scores in a minute. Hayden's bracket will play tomorrow. It'll be Tonganoxie and El Dorado. There goes the runner home. And they're going to call banner interference on Xander Meinig. So the run does not count. And the Panthers, who are trying to play aggressive and go ahead and score in. Time called as the umpires will shift over. So Hayden's bracket will start off tomorrow. On Wednesday at 1 p.m., Tonganoxie El Dorado will face off in Game 1. Hayden and 16-seed Augusta, the Orioles. Now on a fly ball into right field, it'll hook. Foul. 0-2 count to Meinig. I'd like to check on the other scores momentarily. 0-2 coming up to Meinig. That one taken upstairs in the attic. And it looks to be also Fort Scott has canceled their playing today. They will play tomorrow. Atchison and Wamego will face off at 2 p.m. tomorrow. But it's us and Rock Creek, the bottoms of the bracket. So that one's upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we know Lewisburg will be playing the winner of Rock Creek and Eudora. 2-2 count to the future Scotty, Xander Meinig. Harding's offering that one through the gap into right field. They're going to send Curley around to score. Seamsters throw in. Not in time. There goes the runner to second. That's in the outfield. Xander Meinig puts a knock into right field to score run number 3 for the Panthers. 3-1 lead for Paola. Absolute beauty of a knock from Xander Meinig. Bo Small was shifted over more towards the second base bag, and that left Carter Neff all alone on the right side. Meinig knocks it through the gap. It's an RBI and a first call, ball one outside to Roman Barnes. And the Panthers know better than anybody. You want to score early. That one popped up. And watch out, folks. It's off the top of the dugout on the other side of the complex where Independence and Baldwin had their 10-inning game. Start off our early evening here in Paola. As we check in on our game between Eudora and Rock Creek, the defending 4A state champions. 1-1. I want to take it low, 2 balls and a strike. Rock Creek currently up 2-0, but the Eudora Cardinals have runners on the corners with 2 outs. It'll be born up to bat with Ranker Zeller on the mound for the Mustangs. He's at 46 pitches. 2-1 taken high and outside, 3-1 the count. And for Eudora to be able to upset the defending champion Mustangs, it'll be huge. As we'll look for a new champion in the 4A state tournament. If you remember, on the west side of the bracket, Pratt had that remarkable run. 3-1, that'll bloop into left field. Here comes Meinig in to score. He's going to score easily. RBI single for Roman Barnes. And the Panthers have a rally going. It's 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Roman Barnes delivers a huge RBI single. He'll go to the dugout. And he'll get mobbed as Gannon Miller will pinch run at first, and in steps in Mason Stein. And again, that Rock Creek Eudora game's in the top of the 4th. The winner of that will take on the Wildcats of Lewisburg. And from there, we'll have, after the conclusion of this regional matchup and the other regional matchup out in Rock Creek, out near Manhattan, we'll have half of our 4A East representatives determined by the end of today, and then the other 2 decided tomorrow evening. 1-0 fouled off by Mason Stein. It's a ball and a strike. As Eudora will leave 2 runners stranded. Their best chance to score, they square it away as Rock Creek survives. Riker Zeller, phenomenal job on the mound. 1-1 count to Mason Stein. One lands in for a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Harding, if you remember, he got mobbed against Fort Scott early, and then for the Tigers, they were able to get up early in the last matchup, but if you remember, Chanute doesn't shy away. Throw down to 1-0 there. It was Brady Alonso who started that game, and then like I mentioned, it was a 6-run 4th for the Blue Comets. They scored 5 in that 6th inning. There goes Stein. Stein will hit it on the ground. It's off the glove of Thompson. It was Miller who ran to second. And the Blue Comets will try and trick Gannon Miller. So that'll be ruled a error on the third baseman. And the only issue that kept Chanute from winning that last matchup against Fort Scott, they had 6 errors, combined 8 between the Tigers and the Blue Comets. And it's an early swing and a miss for a strike to David Mercer. Mercer 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. 0-1. Taken inside, a ball and a strike. And I love umpires like this one especially who will call out the location and where it missed. And certainly it's been the factor as it gives a time for Harding and even Mercer to readjust where they want the location. That one on the ground to third. Thompson bobbles it once more. And he's going to tag out Miller running to third. So It is a win-lose situation right there. And Miller will be the one that will be tagged out at third for out number 3 as Mercer will into the fielder's choice. As we're through 5, the Panthers tag on 3, 4-1 as we go to the 6th. Here on your home for Panther Baseball, Paola Sports Line presented by Go Brawley.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Oh, shoot!
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Here in the top of the 6th inning here on Paola Sports Line, Brenda Bolin, Matthew Demchek, and time for our late 5th inning stretch presented by Rusty Walters at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Rusty and his team have been serving Paola and the surrounding area for more than 20 years. As your hometown agent, Farm Bureau Financial Services has the products to protect you with the service and customer care you've come to expect. Call 913-294-2737 or stop by and see them at 11 South Pearl Street in Paola. Carter Naff has an 0-2 count, and he swings and misses at that one. It's dropped by Barnes. He'll throw to first to finish the play. 1 down. That's now 8 strikeouts for David Mercer. 1 down here in the 6th. Naff, Keating, and Cheney. Jacob Thompson, if anyone gets on. Mercer threw 5 at a 3rd innings, just 1 hit, 1 run, which is not earned. No walks and 8 strikeouts. Foul hit back in the glove. Can't even hit a ball and a strike. Keating his 2nd time up today. He got out with a strikeout. It was Mercer's first 3-pitch strikeout to end the top of the 3rd inning. 2-1, fouled off. The first base side, count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mercer will have to face Lawrence Cheney, who was the only Blue Comet to be able to get on base and was able to score that lone run. Mercer notches strikeout number 9, 2 down. And for David Mercer, it's just been nails for the senior. 2 down for Lawrence Cheney. Chanute will go through the order for the 3rd time today. First one high and inside, and Cheney doing a almost Michael Jackson-esque move to get out of the way of that one. 1-0 count. Notches the outside corner for a strike. Cheney started off top of the 1st inning. It was a leadoff strikeout on a 3-2 count, and then Cheney was able to reach on a single after a 1-2 count. Foul ball from Lawrence Cheney, and count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And for Mercer, we'll look for his 2nd 3-strikeout inning. 1-2, Cheney on the ground, past 2nd into center field, and Lawrence Cheney has back-to-back singles. So history repeats itself as Lawrence Cheney on a 1-2 count will knock it into the outfield, and He's got his second hit. Two down for Jacob Thompson. Missed outside, says home plate umpire for ball one. It's been two flyouts for the third baseman today. Flew out to Blake Koslow back in the first, and then flew out to Jasper Logan. Or as a grounded, I should say. He was off the base. It was that wild scenario where Lawrence Chaney came around to score on the errors. For both teams right now, they combined for 3 errors. Chanute has 2. Two-0. Misses outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Mercer is just trying to avoid getting his first walk. And get to a 3-0 count, and I imagine Thompson will take this 3-0. He does. And for the right reason, it's high and inside for ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Mercer's first, and there's 2 aboard for the first time today for the Blue Comets. And out comes David Kane to talk things over with David Mercer. So it'll be Chris Hording who steps in. He goes over to talk to head coach Ryan Ortiz. So 4-1 lead for the Panthers. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. For the Blue Comets, essentially down to their final 4 outs, hypothetically. So for the Panthers, who just need to get 1 out to get themselves out of this 6th inning, as they'll look for a cushion in the bottom of the 6th. They'll bring up Troutman, Koslow, and Lothan. The Panthers will go through the order for the 4th time next inning. Chris Hording also has flown out twice today. One missed outside for ball 1. Rowan Barnes, a nice job to stay in front of it. One taken downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Hording, it was a 3-pitch flyout to Meinig to end the 1st inning, and then back in the 4th, it was a flyout to J.D. Troutman. 2-0, lands in first called strike. And Hording, who certainly looks to be due, as he was one of 3 Blue Comets in the last game to have 3 hits. The top of the order for the Blue Comets. It's a phenomenal effort. They were combined 6 for 11. They scored 6 of the 11 runs for the Blue Comets. 6 RBIs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Hording fouls it off. Count goes to 4, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So when your first 4 batters for the Blue Comets go 6 for 11 and score drive in over half your runs and find their way on base 3 times and only struck out once, which is Elijah Christie in that cleanup spot who had the strikeout. And mind you, those are not extra base hits. They were all singles. 3-2 offering. Runners go early. That one into center field. In to score is Chaney. And the Blue Comets cut it in half. An RBI single for Chris Hording, who Blue Comets fans knew was due. Jacob Thompson in at 3rd. Again, Chanute cuts it in half. It's a 4-2 Panther lead. Blue Comets, their first run Since last inning, 2 straight runs for Chanute. In steps in Elijah Christie. That one goes way outside for ball 1. And time called as Roman Barnes will head to the mound to talk with David Mercer. Now, if things get out of hand for David Mercer, the question will become who will be on the bump in relief. For Mercer, who's mainly been a complete game pitcher and not really wanted to be taken out of games that very often. It deals a 1-0. That's a shallow fly ball. It'll drop into center field. Into scores Thompson. And the Blue Comets are trailing by 1. And back out comes Coach David Kane. So Blue Comets will now trail by 1, 4-3, 2 on, and 2 out. RBI single for Elijah Christie that will score in Jacob Thompson. Make it now 3 runs and now just a matter of a few innings. As now I believe this could possibly be the day done for Mercer on the bump, and it is. David Mercer will finish in 5 2/3 innings as J.D. Troutman will come in relief for Paola when we come back here on your home for Panther Baseball, Paola Sports Live.
If you're going to wear jewelry, shouldn't it be as unique as you? At Wilson's Jewelers, they can bring your ideas to life. Wilson's can also put old stones in new pieces, or new stones in old pieces, or even just repair what you already love. Wilson's Jewelers brings quality service and old world craftsmanship to the area by learning from jewelry masters from around the world. For 30 years, Wilson's Jewelers has been family owned and operated. When it comes to your adornments, trust Wilson's Jewelers, your personal jeweler.
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Called to the bullpen for the Panthers. It'll be J.D. Troutman to step in relief. The last time J.D. Troutman was on the bump was on last Tuesday against the Wildcats in game number 2. He went an inning in 2/3 and had 4 strikeouts with no hits and no runs. And also no walks as well. So Troutman, despite the loss, came in, was able to get some productive outs and productive strikeouts as well. Before that, he helped on a 1-0 shutout against the Cyclones. He went in 1 inning and had 3 strikeouts. Troutman fires one low for ball 1. 1-0 count to the DH Brady Alonzo. It'll be Alonzo he'll face. Bo Small if anyone gets on. Case and Audis is also in waiting as well. Gets away from Roman Barnes. Both runners will move to second and third. And the tying run now 90 feet away at third base. Brady Alonzo's got a 2-0 count. So Troutman is arm certainly warmed up, moving from short to on the mound. Most of the time in situations like this, you turn to an arm who you can also A, trust, and B, he feels the most warmed up from playing a position. 3-0 to Alonso. Christie represents the go-ahead run on second, and now it's a 4-pitch walk for Brady Alonso to essentially load the bases for the Blue Comets. And then will step in Bo Small. Second baseman Bo Small steps in, 0 for 2 day. Can look to tie this game up. We'll take a 1-0 start against J.D. Troutman. J.D. Troutman did not come into pitch against the Blue Comets. It was only Jace Curley, Jasper Logan, and Hunter Lothan. The only 3 to deal. 1-0 count. It's offering to Small, low and inside, 2-0. Certainly what you don't want if you're J.D. Troutman is to essentially walk in that run. And the tying run especially is Chris Harding 90 feet away on third. 2-0 in for a strike, 2 balls, 1 strike. Bo Small is the line out to JD back in the second for the third out when he was playing shortstop, and then he struck out to Mercer on a 2-2 count. Count is 2-1. Small flies that into left field. It'll get foul. David Mercer will sub in. Left field is in chase. Also another defensive change as Stein will move to short. Count is 2-2. Deuces Wild on the board. J.D. Troutman looking to try and leave a bases, to try and get out of a bases loaded jam. Bo Small calls time. Deuces Wild once more. Troutman's offering. In for strike 3, J.D. Troutman. After giving up a 4-pitch walk, gets the Panthers out of a bases loaded jam in the 6th, and they control the lead, but the Blue Comets are right there with them. They scored 2. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Panthers look to add on some protection of their lead when we come back.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Feeling stuck, overwhelmed, anxious? Whether you're struggling to unwind, seeking meaningful connections, or just need a shoulder to cry on, the staff at Allies Therapeutic Services in Spring Hill is here for you. With experience in a wide range of services and a compassionate, judgment-free approach, Allies will help you tackle challenges in a supportive environment, working together to find a path to healing and growth, because everyone needs an ally. Visit alliestherapy.com.
Back here on Paola Sports Live, bottom of the 6th inning, the Panthers will look to try and get the Panthers better protection on their lead. Chanute will be down to their final 3 outs following the next top of the 7th inning. That one past the ground, up the third base line. Home plate umpire calls it foul, but the umpire in the infield calls it fair, so now it's going to be decision time, as now home plate umpire and his crew will look to talk things over. And they will call it foul. So J.D. Troutman, an excellent leadoff knock, be called foul, and he was already to second, so 0-1 start now. Although it was interesting, since home plate umpire is the only one who called it foul. Both umpires called it fair in the infield. That one fouled off. Count 0-2 to J.D. Troutman. Paola Panthers softball season comes to an end after a walk-off from Topeka Hayden in the bottom of the 9th inning. We send our heartfelt congratulations to Coach Badon and the Panthers softball squad, as had a great second season led by Coach Badon, who rallied her team to an even 500 record. Troutman calls time. 0-2 count. Panthers finished 13-13 on the season, and then that walk-off loss to Topeka Hayden will end their season there. So congratulations on a great second season to the Lady Panthers softball squad. Excited to see what they can do next season. 2-2 to J.D. Troutman. That one misses inside, count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2 count from Harding. And Troutman will call time once more. Chris Harding through 5 innings, 11 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Harding's at 101 pitches, trying to keep his team in this game. Troutman into left field. And a diving catch from Kason Audis. What a catch from Kason Audis to get one of the best bats for Paola and J.D. Troutman. It's the second diving catch made by Kason Audis. 1 down here at the bottom of the 6th inning. And in steps in Blake Koslow. 0 for 3. He reached on an error bank in the first, would come around to score the first run, but so far it's been 2 pop flies. One misses outside for ball 1. Paola through the order for the 4th time. Koslow looked to try and get things going. A late rally for the Panthers, who need run support here more than ever. Oh, they've held the Blue Comets at bay. Chanute scored 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and now Chanute looks determined in the 7th. Koslow fouls off Harding's offering, a ball and 2 strikes. Harding, who although has 1 more season of sports left, wants a highlight moment in his junior season to get his Blue Comets to the state tournament. That one chopped up the middle, fielded by Cheney. That throw way high and way late. One out single for Blake Koslow. So for Chris Harding, as out comes Coach Ryan Ortiz. as that's going to be the day for Chris Harding. Tallies a total of 107 pitches. He faced 29 batters. They'll turn to Lawrence Cheney on the bump for the Blue Comets. 4-3 lead for Paola here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, runner on first. Be back here in just a moment after a word from our sponsor. You're watching Panther Baseball in the Acacia 4A East Regional Tournament here on Paola Sports Live, presented by Go Brawley Internet. It just works.
Coordinates of new land acquisition.
Oh, well, you know that big oak tree that got struck by lightning?
Negative.
The barn with the funny cow mural?
Negative.
One-eyed scarecrow?
Negative.
Giant water tower? You're not from here, are you?
I've never seen him.
Robots don't know you. We do.
Hey, how's your dad doing?
For over 80 years, we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Rusty Walters in Paola today at 913-294-2737. For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, this is Lawrence Cheney. It'll be a quick flip between Cheney and Harding from short to the bump. And we'll take a look real quick before we get into Cheney's stats. We'll take a look at Frontier League foe in Spring Hill. They dropped a 7-5 loss to DeSoto, the Wildcats. DeSoto gets the rubber match. There goes Coslow to second. No throw from Keating. One-0 start to Hunter Lothan. Coslow on second. Spring Hill lost 7-5, and then just recently, Shawnee Heights run ruled Topeka Highland Park 10-0. So DeSoto and Shawnee Heights, the host at the Bettis Sports Complex in Topeka, Kansas. It'll be a spot in the 5A East regional bracket, of course, in Topeka, hosted by the Thunderbirds. Throw down to second. That's going to get away. It's a little dribbler. Harding fields it, fires to third. Coslow safe in. Coslow, the aggressive base running, will put him 90 feet away, 1 away. Ball on a strike to Hunter Lothan. So again, there's not a lot of activity going on so far, as of course a lot of games got canceled, or I should say postponed to tomorrow due to the severe thunderstorms that sprung into our area last night and all throughout this morning. If any areas impacted, sending our heartfelt thoughts and prayers, especially to those in St. Louis and Kentucky that got damaged by the EF3 tornado. So our heartfelt condolences to those affected by the tornadoes and the thunderstorms that swept across the Midwest in the past week. 2-2 count to Hunter Lothan. Cheney's offering. That one misses high. Count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2, 1 away. Cheney's offering. Misses high for ball 4. Runners on the corners. And in steps in Jace Curley in the cleanup spot. Runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 6th. Panthers trying to find their run support. In steps in Jace Curley. 3 singles today, 3 for 3 day. Curley flies that into right field. Seamster runs back, makes the catch. It'll bring in Blake Koslow, who is going to stand up and score run number 5. Make it a 5-3 lead for the Panthers. With 2 down, and Curley be credited with a sac fly. And Jasper Logan with 2 down. Panther, who certainly looks to be due. 2 strikeouts and a sacrifice spot to move runners over. First offering misses low for ball 1. For Logan, back in the first, it was a 3-pitch strikeout. It was essentially a 5-pitch strikeout back in the third, and then it was a first offering sacrifice. 2-0 start to Jasper. Lawrence just trying to get Blue Comets out. Misses low, count at 3 balls and no strikes. Lawrence Cheney, his last outing was a start against the Cyclones. They won that game 10-5. Cheney went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Logan fouls it off third base side, 3 balls and 1 strike. Cheney hit 1 batter, had 1 wild pitch. He had 106 pitches in that one, 64 of them for strikes. Faced 32 batters in that one. And at the plate, he went 1 for 4, 2-run score, a walk and a strikeout. And Logan, who essentially started 3-0, as the count worked full against him. So Logan can put the Panthers with 2 on. Or he can strand the runner at first and turn to J.D. Troutman to send the Panthers into the regional championship against Frontier League foe Baldwin. That one fouled off. Watch out those near the batting cages. Count still remains at 3-2. Jasper, who's 1 for 3 across the last 2 games, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Steps in here and takes ball 4. 2 on, 2 out for the Panthers. Lothan on second, Jasper Logan on first. Then steps in Xander Meinig. Speedy center fielder who was able to get his first base hit back in the 5th. He'd come around to score. So 1-run 5th inning for Paola. That one will land in for a strike, and very delayed strike call, I would say. Meinig was already ready to move on, and the umpire rung up for strike 1, so 0-1 start for Cheney. And that one's going to be low and gets away from Keating. Both runners advance 90 feet to second and third. It's a 1-1 count to X-Man. Two on, 2 down, 1-1 count to Xander Meinig, the future Scotty. That 1-1 misses. It gets away from Keating, but not well enough to where Lothan would want to come in and score. Just trickled off to the left side, 2 balls and a strike. A 1-liner to third, and be a step on the bag for Jacob Thompson for out number 3. Meinig will strain 2 on the bases for Paola. As they tack on 1 to their lead, we go to the top of the 7th. It's a 5-3 lead for the Panthers. Can they go back to the regional championship once more, We'll find out after a word from our sponsors.
First Option Bank Community Banking at its best. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Both my older sons have come through Strode Orthodontics. It's reasonable, it's been easy to make appointments and to follow through. Adam has finished the process and they've been fabulous for following up and making sure his retainers fit correctly. My younger son, Lucas, just started at 13. I would highly recommend Strode for anyone considering it. Starting the braces process, they'll tell you what's going on and make it easy, not scary, well informed. It's nothing you can't handle.
Back here in Paola Sports Line, Brenda Bullen, Matt Niemczyk back here on the call. Here in the top of the 7th inning, J.D. Trautman on the bump, Case and Audis to lead things out for the Blue Comets. First pitch firing in for a strike. Paola looking for yet another trip to the regional final. They'll take on, if they're able to get out of here, the winner of game 1 of our regional number 3 in the Baldwin Bulldogs. The very competitive Baldwin team again, won in 10 innings, a crazy 10-inning game. Trautman an 0-2 start, deals to Audis. Just missed outside, a ball and 2 strikes. 0-2 day for Case and Audis. It was a 2-2 strikeouts to start off the top of the 3rd, and then he would pop out to Hunter Lothan in the top of the 5th in that 5th inning. Audis swings and misses for strike 3. Magic number down to 2. And the bottom 3 for the Blue Comets in the order of Audis, Naff, and Keating. They are now 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts. And in steps in Carter Naff, who struck out twice today. Naff fouls off the first offering. For Naff, it was a 2-2 count strikeout back in the 3rd, and a 3-pitch strikeout back in the top of the 6th inning was the first out to lead off that top of the 6th inning for the Blue Comets. 0-1, lined past 3rd into left field, a 1-out knock for Carter Naff, who breaks through for the bottom of the order for the Blue Comets. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And Colin Keating, the catcher. Coach Ryan Ortiz will walk over to his catcher, and they'll turn to a pinch runner for Naff. They'll go to number 22, Joseph Gann, the freshman. So the Blue Comets will look to be aggressive here. So here comes the wind. Trautman's hat flies off, that gets away. There goes Gann to second, and he'll stay put there. 1-0 start to Keating. So 120 feet away is Joseph Gann. Colin Keating, a 3-pitch strikeout back in the 3rd. He would strike out on a 2-2 count for the 2nd out in the 6th, and he'll be rung up for strike 1, a ball and a strike. Uno's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Keating makes contact, that pieces that one foul. Count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty or righty-righty matchup. 1-2 count. Pitch from Troutman. And Keating took everything in and to lay off that one. Runs it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the even count. Keating, another one of the Blue Comets in that bottom of the order, looking to break through. But cannot. He's going to be looking at strike 3. The magic number now down to just 1 for another date in the regional championship against the Baldwin Bulldogs. As in steps in Lawrence Cheney, and for Troutman, I imagine, didn't want to go back to the top of the order as Cheney's 2 for 3, 2 singles and a strikeout. Cheney's come around to score both times he's been up today. Except, of course, that strikeout. He takes first offering outside for ball 1. It's the top of the order in the 6th inning. Was able to break through. Cheney and Jacob Thompson came around to score. Harding and Christie were left on 2nd and 1st. 1-0, Delton low and inside, says home plate umpire, 2 balls, no strikes. Cheney, who started off at a full count strikeout, with then single on 4 pitches back in the 4th, and then a 6th inning single on another 1-2 count. 2-0 in for a strike, 2 balls, 1 strike. And Cheney, who had a great last game against Fort Scott, certainly needed here. Takes a 3-1 count. Cheney, who had 2 hits, so he's matched essentially his day. He's walked twice, scored 2 runs today. 3-1 lands in for strike 2. Count now full. Troutman has nabbed the Blue Comets down to their final strike. Troutman will call time. Cheney will step out of the box for the Panthers. Winning is a tradition here in Paola. And for J.D. Troutman in his senior season, he'll look to strike out Cheney to send the Panthers back to the regional championship. It misses outside for ball 4. 2-out walk to put 2 on. And put the tying run on first. And in steps in Jacob Thompson. It's going to be a quick infield meeting. So we'll get some word from the infield. Troutman will have to face Jacob Thompson. Chris Harding, if anyone gets on. But again, there's 2 outs, so an out will essentially end the game if no damage is done from the Blue Comets. For Chanute, they want to be the ones to put it into the streak of the Panthers, but for Paola, who's now hosting a regional playoff side, look to get a regional championship in front of their own fans as Troutman delivers a first pitch strike to Jacob Thompson. 0 for 2, a fly out twice, to right field to Coslow, then J.D. Troutman in foul territory, misses inside, a ball and a strike. It's only on the 2nd pitch of both of those flyouts that Thompson made contact, and then it was a 4-pitch walk. Ball and a strike. Troutman's offering. Nabs in for strike 2, and now Thompson is going to essentially put the Blue Comets down to their final strike. Troutman in front of the home crowd watches on. Gets the sign from Roman Barnes to send the Panthers to the regional championship. The 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. And the Paola Panthers are going to take on Baldwin for a chance to get back to Salina for the 5th straight year in a row. 5-3 the final score. And for the Blue Comets, who's had a phenomenal season for the second straight year in a row against a Frontier League opponent, are going to be sent packing in the first round of regionals. 5-3 the final score here in game number 1 for the Panthers, in game 2 of our 3-game set of regionals. As we go to our post-game show on Paola Sports Live, presented by our friends at the Paola Vet Clinic. From your pet to your herd, Paola Vet Clinic has over 90 years of veterinary experience to help give high-quality care at affordable pricing. Visit them at 1708 Industrial Road in Paola, or visit their website, wildcatvetclinic.com, to learn more. And for the Blue Comets, ending their season 9-17, final score 5-3 Panthers. Game 2 will approximately start in about 25 minutes, so about 7 o'clock is when game number 3, or the regional championship, will start. 5 2/3 inning for David Mercer, who gets the win. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. J.D. Troutman an inning and a third in relief. 4 hits, no runs, none earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Mercer nabbing a 9 strikeout win. Multi-hit games from Roman Barnes, Mason Stein, Jace Curley, who went 3 for 3, a run scored and an RBI. Hunter Lothan, also a 2-hit game for him. He had an RBI as well. Panthers finish with 5 runs on 12 hits with just 1 error. The error being committed by Jasper Logan at first base. And for the Blue Comets, Chris Horting gets the loss. He went 5 1/3, allowed 12 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Cheney with the last 2/3 innings, allowed no hits, no runs, none earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Cheney would have a 2 for 3 day with 2 runs, a walk, and a strikeouts. He is the only Comet to have a multi-hit game. Chanute finishes with 3 runs on 5 hits with 2 errors. As the Panthers once more will be back in the championship game of the regional tournament, this time in their home field against the Baldwin Bulldogs, a familiar Frontier League opponents, who had a gutty 10-inning win against the Independence Bulldogs. That'll do it for us here for our coverage of regional baseball here on Paola Sports Live. We have another stream upcoming on Paola Sports Live, so tune into that. So that'll wrap things up here in the regional semifinal game between the Panthers and the Blue Comets. We'll be back in a matter of moments. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching Panther Baseball on Paola Sports Live, presented by Go Umbrella Internet. It just works.